Who is Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy? I don't know if I said her name right, but oh well. Welcome back to Views with Hughes and Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes. Today's story. Who is Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy? Why is she tapped on to be the next director of the next Star Wars movie? As well as I have a bit of admission from last year at a certain literary festival from last year up in New York, of an admission that she made. Okay, so before we begin, go ahead and smash like button, share far wide across social media if you're going to enjoy this video. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. So we all know that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy has been tapped to go ahead and direct the next Rey movie. And there's been a lot of controversy about that because, you know, it's not because she's a woman, but it's because of the fact that we know of the intentions of Disney as well as Lucasfilm. Now, the upcoming Rey movie, which is going to be directed by Obaid-Chinoy, aims to challenge the narrative, making a shift towards female influence in a galaxy far, far away. In a recent interview with CNN, Obaid-Chinoy expressed her enthusiasm for the project, stating that it's time for a woman to shape the story in Star Wars. However, the declaration implies that the historical absence of female involvement in shaping Star Wars narratives, which is far from accurate, such as Marshall Lucas, who was instrumental in crafting the original Star Wars movie, also won an Oscar for her contributions. Beyond this, the past decade has been a significant female presence in Star Wars, with the majority of women contributing to its development, vis-a-vis Kathleen Kennedy, and as well as her story group. Okay, they've been running it since the Disney's acquisition of the company has been a driving force in steering the franchise into that particular direction. Now, I want to let you all know something. There's a video that's been released, well, not released, but it's been out there on the internet for quite a while, and we now learn of a stunning admission that came from Obaid-Chinoy. So go ahead, take a look.
I am a storyteller and an activist, and my body of work over the last 20 years has been guided by my activism, and every single piece of work that I've ever created has a piece of activism in it. It could be very overt or it could be covert, but it is there. And I think that as a storyteller, I'm not sure if all of you know this, but I'm not a trained filmmaker. So I never went to film school. I went to Smith College and did my undergraduate and studied economics and political science like a good Pakistani girl. And then I did my graduate studies, but also in international politics. And so I am an accidental filmmaker. But that's why I'm a storyteller, because at the heart of everything, I like to tell stories. And when I started as a...
So you all heard from her in that video clip. She admitted not only is she a feminist, but not only is she an activist, but she actually stated that she didn't have any training in becoming a filmmaker. How are you going to be directing a movie and you don't have any training of being a filmmaker? Your educational background is political science, economics, and a few other things, but not filmmaking. Okay, so if that's the case, how about we go ahead and see if we can get people who have an undergraduate in nursing to go ahead and become the next the next CEO of Disney. I mean, you see the logic of that, but it's just as foolish, you know. But the fact of the matter is, what in the world has Kathleen Kennedy done? What has she done? I mean, did she even... I'm pretty sure she actually knew about this, but at the same time, I'm wondering, you know, because of the simple fact that, okay, for disclosure, Obaid-Chinoy stated that she wants to make things so that way she can make men feel uncomfortable. How are you going to try to make men feel uncomfortable over something that they're not even in tune into anymore? You know, we lost interest in Star Wars and stuff. We only take interest in the George Lucas rendition of Star Wars, which are the the prequels, as well as the originals. Okay, that's the only Star Wars that we love, as well as the first two seasons of Mandalorian. Okay, and the fact of the matter is, You're not going to try to go ahead and try to make some men uncomfortable if they're already tuned out of it in the first place. And there's a lot of YouTubers out there who are stating that, you know, men need to go ahead and then just stop being mad and stop being upset. We're not upset. At this point, we don't even care anymore, okay? Because the Star Wars brand was a brand that was for everybody. The thing is, mostly men took interest in this franchise, period, okay? You have some women who also take interest in it, but it were outnumbered by men. And when you do something like this to go ahead and push all the men away, guess what happens? You're not going to make back the money that you spent. You're not going to make back the money that you spent. I guarantee you Kathleen Kennedy hired her because of the simple fact that, you know, she's willing to go ahead and carry on the status quo of Lucasfilm, of Disney, you know, trying to go ahead and get higher ESG points, okay? But the fact of the matter is, it's going to be a flop, all right? It's going to be a tremendous flop. So I'm going to go ahead and do something new here. I'm about to cook right quick, okay? So don't say nothing whenever the film becomes a flop. You decide to go ahead and push all the men away to the point where now you're left over with the Disney shows, the Marvel shows, as well as the Disney Star Wars shows to cater to this. And this, you're not even going to make a good buck where the film's going to break even. Okay? All of this is done. Just go ahead and continue with the virtual signaling as well as the peddling to those who aren't even interested in Star Wars. Okay? It's just that simple. All right? And granted, Disney has the backing of a lot of financial institutions and everything, but guess what? Those financial institutions, they're going to be going ahead and no longer invest in the company because of the fact that they stated they're saying that woke is not working. But I guarantee you, Bob Iger is lying about all of this, and he's still going to go ahead and pay into it because of the fact that he has to do something to try to stop Nelson Peltz, as well as those he's trying to bring along, trying to go on the board to. Okay, but as far as Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, you can't make men uncomfortable over something that we don't even care about anymore. Simple as that. So let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts about this. How do you think the film's going to do? Do you think that, you know, it's going to be successful? It's going to be a flop? Do you think that she's even going to continue on with having to going through it? Do you think she's going to go through with it or not? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts that I didn't touch up upon in this video. Also, if you enjoyed this, when I shared the video, go ahead, smash the like button, share far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already and you enjoyed all the content up there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.